Hello guys, a very good evening and a very warm welcome to yet another super curious, super informative and a very interesting topic of Curious Minds with me Pritesh, your host, your host and a proud educator from Embibe. Now, nowadays people, very commonly and carelessly use words like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, stress, headache, migraine, and many times we don't even know the actual meaning of these words rather than, thinking about it or researching about it. Recently, I was just having a conversation with a friend, and I was just discussing that how people are saying like I think I'm bipolar, or think I'm borderline bipolar, or I think I have schizophrenia, or I think I have a multiple personality disorder, and people are using such such medical terms carelessly without having the proper knowledge of it. And it is so sad to listen to somebody just saying that, hey, you think I think I'm borderline bipolar. And it is so sad when actually somebody who has bipolar, or who is bipolar, and you see the symptoms in that person, and then there is somebody who is just randomly saying that, hey, I think I'm borderline bipolar. It is very sad, and that is why today I would like to tell you that before drawing any conclusion about a medical condition, please research, please go to a doctor, a proper certified person, and only then conclude things for yourself. Because when you say things for yourself, it is not only not a good thing to do, also it is really very not very vigilant or not very intellectual to just say things about yourself and when you're not very sure of them. So make sure that you get diagnosed, and only then you claim to have any kind of a problem or a disorder about yourself. And that is why today I have come with a very interesting topic, that is headache versus migraine. Now people, I don't know why, but people are fond of saying, hey, I think I have migraine, I'm getting a migraine. But exactly, do you know what migraine is? Migraine is a medical condition that needs to be treated with medicines, whereas headache can just be a temporary discomfort, and it goes away with just a little bit of rest, or sometimes just applying some kind of a balm and tying your head, or just taking a nap, right? So let us understand what is the difference between headache and migraine, and promise to yourself that you will never ever use any kind of a medical condition term for yourself unless and until you are diagnosed for it, right? So let's explore headache versus migraine. Basically, headache is an area of the head that can experience a pain. One or both sides of the head may experience headache, as well as the headache that are localized radiate throughout the head from a single side. So it starts from somewhere, and then you can feel it spreading around. A headache may appear as a sharp pain or a throbbing sensation or a dull ache. Headaches can develop gradually or suddenly, and it may last from less than an hour to several days. So headache can also go for several days, but definitely it is not migraine, right? Migraine, whereas on the other hand, is a form of a headache with throbbing pain, and typically it happens only on one side of the head. It is often triggered by stress, hormones, sound, environment, and many other factors. I know many people who get migraine attack when they travel a lot, when especially they are traveling around a ghat, when the roads are very curvy, people get migraine. I know people, those who get migraine attack, if they have not eaten for a very long time, if they are in a very loud environment, if they go and watch a movie from a very short distance from the screen, so that also can trigger a migraine. Now, basically, the headaches are of two types, primary and secondary. Primary headache are caused by the issues with the head and the neck tissues rather than being an indication of underlying illness. It may the main cause of these headaches are stress and irregular sleep patterns. Secondary headaches are those that are accompanied by an underlying illness such as sinus, which develop when the sinuses become more infected or under pressure. So headaches are of two categories, primary and secondary. They may or may not be a result of an underlying illness, right? Whereas the causes can be certain food like caffeine, alcohol, fermented food, chocolate, cheese, passive smoking, exposure to allergens, strong odor or perfumes from household chemicals. So headache, anything can trigger a headache. But just remember, if I tell you in a very simple sentence, the difference between headache and migraine is headache happens throughout this region, whereas migraine happens only in one section of your head. What triggers a migraine? Hormonal changes. When women might experience migraines during their periods, when they are pregnant or when they are ovulating. Stress. The brain releases certain chemicals that can cause a migraine. Certain foods like old cheese, alcohol, food additives like nitrates, monosodium glutamate, skipping meals. As I told you, skipping meals, senses, loud noise, bright light, strong smell can set off a migraine. So those who have a migraine, anything can trigger it. And sometimes it is just a headache and sometimes it is a migraine. You just need to have the proper knowledge of it. What should you do and don't do during a headache? So if you are experiencing a headache, make sure that you drink a lot of water, you rest, you relax, just do some deep breaths, stay at home, and if you do not feel well enough to do your normal activities, and you should not drink alcohol, you should make sure that you are eaten and you're not staying hungry. Do not strain your eyes, just close your eyes and do not sleep more than usual. So what I do is, when I'm having a headache, I just close my eyes and I listen to some instrumental music, or I just take some deep breaths, like 4 inhale 8 exhale. That really helps me. I just do some anulom vilom, or else there are also certain acupressure points on your hands, which after consulting to a specialist, you can learn and you can press these points, and they really help you to relieve a headache. Then apart from that, here are some questions. If you don't see flashing lights or an aura, it isn't a migraine. True or false? What do you think? If you don't see a flashing light on an aura, something magical, it is not a migraine. What do you think? True or false? So I think it is false. Let's see. We are right. It is false. So aura is a broad term for how a migraine affects our senses before or during a headache, like flashing light, spots, or wavy or jagged lines. Auras can also make a ear rings, which is also called as tinnitus, changing the way things taste, smell, or feel, or just give an overall funny feeling. They usually last for 15 minutes to 1 hour. So these are certain things that happen to people when they are experiencing migraine. We typically feel a migraine on only one side of our head. So migraine is one-sided ache. Yes, it is absolutely true. Migraine is one-sided. So unlike other headaches, migraines strike on one side of your head, but they don't always stay still. It can also move from one side to the other. People describe the pain as throbbing or pounding. It can start any time of the day. It can make you wake up in the middle of the night and you might be experiencing a migraine. It can go up to 4 hours or longer. A really bad migraine can also go up to a week. And I've seen people have it. It's really bad. And one more question. Which food is a common migraine trigger? Apple, cheddar cheese, spinach, or oatmeal? I think blah blah blah, cheddar cheese. Yes, see, people get migraine even with cheese. So yeah, you have to understand your own body. Basically, your body tells everything to you. You just need to learn to hear it. For example, I'll tell you, the actual size of your stomach is only this much, right? This is the size of your stomach. But how much do we eat? We eat this much. Just because stomach walls are elastic doesn't mean you go on feeding, right? So you shouldn't eat always full stomach. You should leave a little space in the stomach so that the food gets properly and nicely digested. Your body tells you that, hey, it's enough, don't eat more. But still, that last slice of pizza, that last bite of burger, that last gulab jamun, you have to eat, right? This have to only makes you land into trouble. So make sure that you listen to your own body and you understand what your body wants to tell you, right? So with that, guys, we come to the end. I hope this session was useful and informative for all of you, and next time we will not use any medical term for ourselves unless and until we have got it properly diagnosed by a certified practitioner, right? So with that, guys, this is Pritesh, your host, your dose, and a proud educator from Embibe, signing off, only to see you again on Monday with yet another amazing episode of Curious Minds at 5:30, where I meet you every day from Monday to Friday at 5:30 discussing interesting topics. And until we meet next, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and do not forget to keep imbibing. We believe in you.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.